Our referee is Pierre-Baptiste Nucci tonight, accompanied by Thomas Carabas on the other side. And we are all set to go. So then a couple of minutes late, we're off and running then. Clermont down to 9th after La Rochelle's victory earlier in the day, up against the league leaders who have a chance here to really impose themselves on the rest. With Pau having lost earlier in the day, there's a real chance here for Racing. If they can get a 4-point win, then they will be up to 32 points. That'll be a 5-point lead, a bonus point, and they'll have a 6-point lead at the top going into the European break. For Clermont, well, they are on 19 points. Victory tonight would take them up to 23. That would be on the same points as those in the top 6 places, and a bonus point would well and truly put them inside the top 6. It's a big ask, though, against a really confident Racing 92 side. And the early ball is picked up by Venea Habosi, Fijian international. One of those who's come back from World Cup appearances and is already in the swing. He comes into the side tonight with Henri. Rather Henry Arundel rather than Henri Arundel. Sometimes it's easy to get lost in the French. Arundel, though, starting off absolutely brilliantly. 4 tries already, top scorer. Along with the tight head prop, would you believe, Thomas Lacayette, who starts again tonight. 26-year-old in a front row with Yannick Tarrant and Trevor Niakane. They will be up against Etienne Falgou, Fallou Fayaguer and Christian Oyajan. Clovis Lebaille in for Noel Le Garrec this evening. Le Garrec dropping to the bench with European competition starting up as the hooker. Tarrant picks it up, tries to drive. Every time I see him, I can't help thinking of Matt Damon. Maybe Yannick Tarrant should have starred in that film. He's got the looks of a film star, and he's got the power of a hooker as well. Lebaille. Tougher for Noah, back on the right wing today, having been on the full-back side the last couple of weeks. However, it's been stolen. Ode Paletta comes forward for Clermont. Out it goes to the far side. Tixiron takes it on and comes back inside. Rosier. Good movement this from Clermont. Bautista Delgui, another of the Argentines who went to the World Cup. Didn't get very much change out of that one, though. Ode Paletta feeds it along into Rob Simmons, who got over an illness this week to be able to be fit enough to come into the side this evening. Franz Lee, retained by Ire Simone, the captain. Ode Paletta tries the offload. It's been stolen, has it? And it rolls into touch. Ode Paletta just unable to get the offload together. Argentine that didn't go to the Rugby World Cup, one of the few in this side from Argentina that didn't. First choice was Santiago Carreras of Gloucester, back up Nicolas Sanchez, would you believe, back on favour, the man who plays for Brive in the 2nd division. Well, it was good improvisation in open play. Henri Chevancy corralling the blind side flanker Killian. Then Tixiron. Stuart Lancaster and crew watching on. Frédéric Michalak standing right next to him. Former French international World Cup star himself in years gone by. Stuart Lancaster, former England coach himself as well in the past. And there's a lot of English players coming over at the moment with the Premiership in well, difficulty, shall we say. 3 clubs have already collapsed. We hope that there will be no more. But the mass exodus of English players has created a real debate back home as to whether or not English players could still play for England if they've gone abroad. You can only do that at the moment if you've left a club that's gone bankrupt. Clovis Labai feeds. It's collapsed on the Clermont side. Ibrahim Diallo asks the referee for the decision, which he gives. And Racing come out with the first moral victory from the first set piece scrum. Metin Falgou there with black eye and all, the ex-French international. Looks like he might have been the man that was pinged by the referee, Monsieur Nouchi. Max Spring kicks the ball and doesn't find touch. Cleverly done on that near side. Poor piece of play. Well, that was clever by Thomas Rosier. With Raka injured, he's kept his place in the side. Yannick Tarrant then. That's all right because it went slightly to the Clermont side. Sebastian Bézi, who's upset with the referee. Tristan Tedder, new man in this season from Perpignan. Oof, interesting. Caught on the back of Rob Simmons. Clermont with a slightly unusual exit from this set piece. Bézi only needs 3 men in the Caterpillar. Oh, and it's charged. Cameron Woki almost managing to send that the way he wanted to. French international, one of the most important players now. He plays second row, third row, although Stuart Lancaster said he still sees him as a back row forward. But he's having to play in the second row with a couple of injuries affecting the men from the capital. Picked up by Rob Simmons, the ex-Australian international then. Vastly experienced. 7 matches in the march to the 2015 Rugby World Cup final when he lost to the New Zealand side of Poe's new signing Sam Whitelock. A much younger version, of course, back then. Sam Whitelock has arrived in Poe and is likely to play next weekend when Clermont will be the visitors. High by Bézi. Kept in. Oh, but it's gone to Clermont. That's worked out very nicely. Rob Simmons in the right place again. Out by Rosier. Spreading out wide. That's going to be too close to Tedder. And though he shanks it, he still gets rid of it. Difficult one to deal with, that. The 27-year-old fly half. Martin Méliande is on the bench today, incidentally. Antoine Gibert has been given the night off ahead of the opening of their European Champions Cup campaign next weekend. Hello, Fainga, Australian international. Didn't go to the Rugby World Cup under Eddie Jones. It's a nice bit of line-out work, though. Now it comes to Bautista Delgui. Argentine right wing feeds off, and they're almost up to the 22. Little run forward by Marcos Kremer, the Argentine international. Over comes Delgui again, getting involved. Fritz Lee now takes it up, the number 8. Bézi feeds back, and it's into Alex Newsom. Cristiano Oyavan, the Moldova international. Kramer once more. Racing being backed up here by sheer power. Speaking of power, George Moala goes into contact with Cameron Woki. Fainga. Back into Kramer. Argentina's first choice. Number 7 almost over the try line. Forward by Lee. Lee, has he got there? Mr. Nouchi says no. They'll have to recycle it. Underneath the post. Falgi. Fainga looks for the line and is short. And now they get it. Finally, it's George Moala who says he's touched it down. And it's the hosts that get the first try against the league leaders. Relentless pummeling of the Racing defensive line. And ultimately it's the Tonga international, George Moala, who picks up his first top 14 try of the season. It's actually his second try. He did score against Montpellier earlier. But in any case, it's the first try tonight for Clermont, and that's just the start they were looking for.
Merci, Julien.
So Erde Paletta with the honours of taking the conversion. 63 points so far he's kicked in his first season with Clermont. And his first 3 points of the night, or 2 points of the night for the conversion. Well, they nearly didn't get it down as Rabah Slimani watches on. Cameron Woki with that bandaging on his thigh, his left thigh. He's a warrior. He won't go off unless he absolutely have to. Tedder decides to change the angle and come the other way and take it short. That's not 10 metres, though. Are they going to give it to him? Yeah. Well, the officials have seen it, and they'll come back to the halfway line. So then scrum. Racing came off better in the last one. Trevor Niakane up against the Moldova international Christian Oyavan. Spent most of his time on the bench, did Niakane, in this World Cup. At least that's better than the last one where he was injured coming into it and only lasted about 20 minutes of the first match against New Zealand. This is nice from Clermont again, and the crowd, you can hear them, they like this. Delgi, Bezzi thought about trying to cut through, but in the end, hands off. That looks high from Diallo, but the referee's happy. Erde Paletta, flat pass, almost dropped. Niakane's in there and he jackals away, and the turnover ball is won by the South African World Cup winner. Up against the man he's usually facing in the scrum. Well, obviously Christophe Urios doesn't agree. And that's a good reaction. Tedder. Not the longest into touch, but after the last one didn't make it at all. At least it has made it this time. Big hit by Diallo, set this up, and then Oyavan came in, and look at the way Niakane backs off, stays on his feet, and is in there really quickly as the first man. Beautiful slow motion replay of the importance of staying on your feet there in the tackle, giving you the chance to jackal immediately. Tarek then, and again, this time to the back is absolutely perfect in accuracy. This is nice from Racing, but a big hit from Thomas Rosier ends the momentum across the pitch. Racing, though, have got the ball back and have almost started up a maul. However, ball unplayable, and possession switches. Scrum to Clermont. Max Spring getting caught by Rosier. He took all the oomph out of that. He just couldn't get it far enough back so that Racing could keep possession. They were running out of men anyway, to be honest with you. Trying to find the edge, which never came. Well, Stuart Lancaster couldn't have hoped for a much better start, really, though, with Racing in far cry from what was achieved at Montpellier by his compatriot Richard Cockrell, who is already gone. It is all emergency bells ringing down at the GGL. They lost again today, second match with Bernard Laporte having arrived to oversee the rugby. Patrice Calazzo in charge of the team directly. But it's going to take a little longer, perhaps. Unbelievable, isn't it, that the champions from 2 years ago only can be in so much trouble again. Let's not forget they were in trouble the season before that, before they were turned around. And 18 months later were champions. Well, 18 months again, further forward, they're back in the relegation trouble they found themselves 3 years ago. Sounds like that's coming around the side by Niakane. Benjamin Erdipaleta. He played in that final against Montpellier 2 years ago, only lasted a few minutes before getting injured. Oh dear. That is horrible.
Stop, set.
And an attacking position that was an easy one, really, has now turned into a defensive one for Clermont. I'm quite sure what on earth happened. Dimitri Sajewski watching on, as he usually does from the touchline for Racing. In by Fainga again, over the top of everybody. Mawala's got it, though. That's been knocked on by the captain, Simone. Erdipaleta. Well, the referee's allowed this to carry on, and it could be a try, and it is for Bautista Delgui. Unbelievable start. Error prone in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and yet they've still scored. Although we will now find out whether or not it holds. Yeah, we're looking to see whether George Mawala knocked the ball on. Tongan international, who was sent off in the warm-up matches for the World Cup against Canada and then only played once in it. Did score a try, though, against Romania. So I don't think it's actually Mawala they're looking at, actually. It's Simone, surely, the captain, number 12, not number 13. I don't think Mawala, who was doing the offload, actually did anything wrong. Here we go, Simone. Oh! Well, did that start off flat or going backwards before it bounced and went forward? Good luck to the officials on this one. If there's not obvious... Right, here we go. This is the best angle, they say. Well, the referee is going to stick with his decision. Try to Clermont. Now there's a bit of an argument going on. Monsieur Nouchi laying down his decision. And Baptiste Delgui gets his 3rd try of the season after scores against Bayonne and Montpellier. So then Benjamin Erdipaleta with a chance here to make up for that horrible shank he did off the kick before to try and find touch. In the end, they probably wouldn't have scored the try, maybe, had he not done that. It almost immediately led to the score. The usual Rafael Nadal type warm up to his kick. All nerves and fidgeting. That's nice. And it's a 14-0 lead for Clermont against the league leaders, Racing 92. Involved in the setup as well. A lot of kicking in the build-up to that try, but Baptista Delgui with a fleet-footed response to score. I'm not sure that many people expected this kind of a start after 17.5 minutes. 14 unanswered points by a Clermont side that lost their last game against Toulon, who are top at the moment after their victory earlier today. That ball's out, and it means that Thomas Rosier is allowed to pick it up. Here they come again, Ernie Paletta, Moala, Simone, bit low. Beautifully picked up, though, by the full-back Alex Newsom. Well, the versatile Aussie really there, who's played in virtually every position from outside centre to full-back. Started every game that he's played for over 4 years now, for both Waratahs and now Clermont. And yet he's still never got a senior call-up to the Australian national side. Very much trusted by his clubs, though. Labai, Tedder thinks to kick. Tarrant thought he might be offloading to him, but he wasn't. Taken by Newsom again. Oh, he's in trouble there, is he? Good backing up. Falgu, Erdi Paletta thinks about the kick, decides to go into contact, and Tarrant. That's gone forward, though. Well, it's a frenetic start from Clermont, which has been risk-laden and a little bit error-strewn as well, but they still find themselves 14 up. So overall, it's working out. It's in Falgu there, perhaps not expecting the bouncing offload. Look at that. Carries crossed the gain line, 23-3 at the moment. Racing are being absolutely pummeled at the moment in open play. Barely a Racing attack to speak of. Can they do something here, though? It's gone down again. Clermont penalised, and Racing take it quickly. The referee's not going to let them to. 9, come here, he says to Clovis Labai.
Il y a aucun problème pour vous jouer rapidement. Vous la jouez là, la mêlée elle est ici. Je peux pas tolérer.
Yeah, he said, I have no problem with you playing it quickly, but you've got to play it from the right place quickly. And it wasn't from where he had given the scrum. Nevertheless, it's a penalty in any case. So a chance here for Racing to finally get on the board. Thomas Leclerc. Tight head prop, who's one of the top scorers in the whole of top 14. Only Damien Penaud is above him. Important kick this for Tedder. Racing needs something to show for this first 20 minutes or so. No problem. First points, 14-3 for the South African fly half, who has got around 21 points or so. Not so many yet. Nothing like the 191 he kicked last season for Perpignan as he helped them stay up. Form that saw Brive go down to the Pro D2. And Perpignan managed to get through the relegation playoff. Strong work by Lorre. Blindside flanker last week, number 8 this week. Labai to Niakane. Sees Fritz Lee and Fayinga coming at him and decides to just hold station. You don't see that traditional way of clearing as much anymore. Awful lot of kicks by the scrum half these days. Those traditional kicks where you throw it back to the fly half are nowhere near as prevalent as they used to be. That's a great take by Wenceslas Loré. Strong hands, eyes on the ball. He's the man who'll play when Sia Khaleesi isn't playing a lot of the time. Sia Khaleesi had a decent debut. Nothing spectacular, but effervescent as usual. Oh, that's Sébastien Bézi who can't get hold of that ball before it goes off. Clovis Labai wants to get on with it quickly. Well, it was well taken to start with. Kylian Tixiron rising high and collecting it at the high point. But that was as good as it got. Oh, that's well taken by Diallo. Labai to Tedder. Chavancy, nice. Away comes Harbosi. Harbosi is free and he's off and running. Harbosi still going. Didn't let it go. Labai is there. Needs support. Tarek comes in. Clovis Labai finally gets on his feet. And the ruck just about stays upright. Forward come Racing. They sense a bit of blood here. Labai told to get on with it. Slow ball though, and everybody in a Clermont shirt is back behind the gain line. Counter-rucking from the men in yellow and blue. Labai has it though. Niakane, South African, makes a meter and makes the ball available. It's a tough hit. Yeah, that was terrible. Thibaut Lannin there over the top of the ball. Isolated Racing man. And unfortunately for Racing, all of that promise in the attack disappears into the Auvergne night. Well, it's a wonderful stadium, the Marcel Michelin, when the crowd are on song, baying for blood. Figuratively speaking. Well, it looked good to start with. Some lovely hands here from Racing, and Harbosi beat his man, and all of a sudden it opened up there for the Fijian international. Good tackle by Alex Newsom, brought him down. Fainga lost it. One against the head for Clermont there. Yannick Tarek picks it up, the opposing hooker. Labai, Tedder. Well, they had a little bit of an overlap there, but they decided to straighten up instead. Leclayat. Out it comes once more. Back from Chavancy. Now Clemenchak. In for Gaël Ficou tonight. And they've got a penalty, Racing. Now can Tedder find touch and find a deep touch as well? It's looking better. Well, they're up to the 22. Well, Fritz Lee was the man who was trying to get the jackal. He was in the right moment, or in the right place for one moment. Okay, they're not 2 meters apart. The referee says that's twice, I've told you. So it's a free kick. They're deciding to go for the scrum by the sounds of it. It's Max Spring on the bench last week, into the starting lineup today. with Donovan Tafa-Fanua having vacated that position to go back to the right wing. Tafa-Fanua still on the edge of Galtier's France setup, but still no caps yet. Big push by Clermont. Racing, though, resisting them. This is a really competitive one. Nice, I like that. Off they come. Racing have it. Back the other way by Labai. Forward by Baudon, the back row forward, just 21 years old still. And yet has already started 6 matches, and it's another penalty, not rolling away. Looks like Rob Simmons is the man who has been penalised. And he went to the 2015 final of the Rugby World Cup. Wasn't just Sam Whitelock he came up against there. Taraker Barlow now at La Rochelle still playing. Owen Franks now at Toulouse, he's just arrived. Charlie Farmina and Jerome Kano, who both used to be at Toulouse. Last warning for the 2 captains from the referee. Well, Simmons just needing a little bit of attention to a blow to his eye. So then they'll go for the posts again. Well, it was a big push by Clermont, but Racing did enough to get out the back of it. Labai changed his mind, came back this way. Fed it into Vakurso Polianiati, who's getting a rare start tonight. The Tongan international who didn't go to the Rugby World Cup and hasn't been getting an awful lot of play either for Racing. Chance tonight to show Stuart Lancaster just what he can do. There is reported interest from other clubs for Polianiati. Cameron Rocky, meanwhile, getting a little bit of guidance from Dmitry Sajewski as Tristan Tedder puts it once again through the middle of the post. And it's 14 points to 6 now. The gap down to 8. League leaders chipping away at the sizable Clermont lead. Cameron Walkie looking much happier since he swapped Bordeaux-Bègles for Racing. Not sure that Christophe Urios can say the same thing at the moment since swapping to go to Clermont. Taken by Loré. Tarrant, big hit from Fritz Lee. Clovis Labai, you can see there Rob Simmons looking to try and charge it down, but he's going to go the other way. Is the scrum half, and he finds touch. Clovis Labai, 1 start in his first season at Racing since coming in from Pau. There's Nolan Le Garrec given a rest tonight. Antoine Gibert next to him, also given the night off as well. It's Loré trying to go through, and Marcus Krem, who's trying to get the ball off him. Oh, not happy with Ibrahima Diallo. The told you he was volatile. The Argentine number 7 for Clermont. It is capable to wind him up. Half an hour gone. Clermont leading by 8, 14 points to 6 as their right wing, Bautista Delgui, who's already been over the whitewash once tonight. Erde Paletta. Newsom squares it up, tries to find a gap, but is brought down by Loré. Lee, brought down by Chavancy and Tarrant. Rosier runs into trouble. Picked up by Tixeron, the blindside flanker. Back the other way. You can see over here that Bautista Delgui's ready for a kick if they think about it. Tixeron again, ex-French Barbarians player. Erdipaletta looks for the up and under. Off goes Newsom, off goes Delgui. But here comes Lebai. Oh, and he's dropped it and knocked it on. Advantage ball here for the home side. Rosier tries to exploit. Still there. Lee. He's got Falgu with him. So too Oyavan. Lana. And that's been knocked on by Fainga. That went on a long time, that advantage for the knock-on. And the referee, as a result, has given the knock-on that was the second one. So away come Racing. Habosi. Picked up by Clermont, but offside. It's getting a little bit het up. Well, it's Habosi again. Oh, some big hit into Delgui. You didn't know where he was after that. Referee just displaying or talking about the importance of discipline. Tristan Taylor with another chance here to bang this one as near to the 5-metre line as he dares. Well, he didn't take that much. Big difference between the 22 for a line out and the 5-metre line. Well, the home crowd there think that was a leading elbow. There was perhaps a mitigating thing. He did duck down, did Delgui, into that tackle. Tarrant. Nice little done, almost up to the 5-metre line. Clever little move that by Racing. Diallo. Referee's blown already. Right, so coming in from the side of the ruck by Wenceslas Lore. For those who don't know, you have to come into the ruck from behind the hindmost foot. Otherwise, it's regarded as coming in laterally, and that's not allowed, and it will always get pinged for a penalty. Well, it was clever, this. It almost worked. The little short one, almost like a volleyball move. Diallo is such a good runner. He gets free so often when he goes into contact. This is Leclerc. 125-kilogram tight head prop, but was brought down very swiftly. Lebai. Chavancy, the Racing captain. Lebai again. Diallo steps back inside again and beats one man. He was Tixeron. Still going. However, I think he didn't let go of the ball. No, I think he rolled in possession after the tackle. Etienne Falgu is the player who's being treated. That was the hit on the loose head prop by Yannick Tarrant that laid him out and led to him requiring a little bit of attention. Well, it was a season marred by a host of injuries, a change of coach and chairman last season for Clermont. The extra sporting matters with the retirements of Alexandre Lepandry and Sébastien Vaihamina. Clermont failing to reach the top 14 playoffs for the second year in a row. That's the job that Christophe Urios has now got to try and take them on. They brought in Benjamin Ode-Paletta, Rob Simmons, Marcus Kramer, try and bring a little bit of experience and a little bit of heavyweight influence. Labai off the back for the Racing scrum. Really well taken by Chavancy, almost off his bootlaces. Tougher for Nua, didn't quite drop that and is allowed to keep on going by the referee. Labai, Tedder, missed pass. Habosi straightens up again and breaks through 2 or 3 tackles every time he's got the ball. Dangerous. Tarrant, he's wrapped up though by Kremer. Tedder thinks he can see a gap, but all he can see is Kremer. And he's not a man you want to charge at. Labai, kick. That's going to be too close to Bautista. Delgi, who calls for the mark and then takes umbrage at Habosi coming through the back of him. It didn't look that bad, to be honest with you. Sajewski looks like he's ready for the fight. Or maybe he's just a bit cold. Well, a warning of sorts to Henri Chavancy for the behaviour when a man is catching the ball and calling a mark. Well, I heard him in the middle of that talking about broken arms, but I must have misheard. I think Delgi is still complaining, but the referee saying, I could see what happened, so could my assistant. That's that, let's get on with it. Ode-Paletta does get on with it, he hasn't found touch again. Oh dear. Well, they're making a few mistakes here. Strategically are Clermont, mainly because of Benjamin Ode-Paletta's wayward kicking. Leclerc, that's good work, and they have found some space. Leonardi took it, now Diallo. And Diallo is going past, that's 2 players he's taken with him. Tarrant. Held up by Lena. Labai. Tedder. Dropped by Lore. And the ball's gone forward. Turnover ball in any case. Delgi again. Lateral from the Argentine. Cuts back inside and is brought down by Niakane. Ode-Paletta. Another little shank kick. Drops, but works out well. And Max Spring has it now. He can be elusive. Brought down by Moala. Labai, frantic pace the game is taking at the moment. That's gone out in the full. Well, control lacking from both fly halves at the moment in open play. Meanwhile, that's Poloniati who's got hit there by, I think it was Fainga, in fact. Came straight through knee level. Poloniati, to his credit, got the ball available first before he started dealing with the pain. Oh dear, that is such bad luck for a man who has not had that many opportunities to impress Stuart Lancaster this season in games. He looks in a lot of pain. Boris Palou will come on. France international. Not involved in the World Cup though. Interestingly, one of the few men left in the starting or in the team for Racing, who started the last time that they lost away at Stade Francais back in December 2017. Since then, 8 straight wins at the Jean Bouin, including this year. A couple of weeks ago. Well, that's brilliantly picked off the ground by Clermont. Ire Simone. Leclerc trying to jackal, but he eventually lost his footing. Thibault Lanner, the second row forward, sets it up on the edge of the 22. Marcus Kramer can't quite get past Diallo. Moala, de Paletta. That's a tackle off the ball by Tedder, and a yellow card is coming. And the Racing fly half will spend the last minute of the first half and up to 9 minutes of the second in the sin bin. Well, it was clever play this from de Paletta. It completely fooled his opposite number, who thought that the ball had been passed and went to tackle Bautista Delgui, who I think understands what happened. It wasn't deliberate, it was just outdone. So then, 8 points behind, now a man down are Racing. Meanwhile, Ire Simone, the captain, looks like he's in a bit of trouble. There's Raka, one of the unused players tonight. One of the injured players tonight as well. They're all watching there in the warmth of one of the hospitality booths. I think the referee is talking there about Polianati and saying he saw what happened to his knee. It didn't look good. Get some interesting conversations from the referees sometimes. Wonderful that we can hear them when they're mic'd up. It's Benjamin de Paletta talking to him. So a second player is having to go off. We first lost Feikoso Polianati, and it looks like we're now losing a Clermont player. On comes Anthony Bello. So Clermont now have 2 fly halves on. Racing don't have a single one. A couple of injuries last year for Ire Simone as well. A problem with his calf and then with his knee. First injury of the new season. It's a nasty little cut there for Benjamin de Paletta. Nothing more than a flesh wound, as they would say. The greater worry is concerning the captain of the side. De Paletta then, as the hooter goes for half-time, he puts it through. It's been a good half generally for Clermont, but they have been loose, particularly the kicking in open play by their fly half. But at half-time, it's Clermont 17, Racing 6.
Thibault
Lanner then is our first interviewee. He must be a bit relieved after that first half to be in front like that.
Je pense qu'en Toulon, on a été embêtés sur les rucks et là, on a été
je pense qu'en deuxième mi-temps, il faut qu'on refasse. I think we've been making similar mistakes in the rucks today that we made when we played Toulon. And we've got to sort that out. A bloodied Wenceslas-Loré turns up. Well, that was quite a determined comeback between the two sides. Yeah, we've not been doing well in the rucks, and we've got to put that right. We've been able to disrupt their line-outs, and we've just got to be able to exploit that a bit more as well at the party. Well, Racing have been in the top 6 all through the season. Apart from the opening round when they were 6th, they've been in the top 4. They reached the summit for the first time at the end of the last round. There's Tristan Tedder in the sin bin, talking about why he's not a naughty boy, but the referee did not agree with him. Clermont, meanwhile, they've been doing reasonably well. They started off 12th after the first match, after they lost to Oyonnax, which didn't augur well for Christophe Urios' side. However, back-to-back wins at home against Perpignan and La Rochelle, which was particularly impressive. Got them off and running. They have been in the top 6 in 5 of the 8 rounds so far. They are not in it, though, at the moment after back-to-back defeats against Toulon and Toulouse. Underway once more then. Picked up by Fayinga, the Clermont hooker. And that's talking to Maxime Baudon there, told to get off and not hinder the ball coming back off his feet. Sébastien Bézi trying to get the ball out from underneath Etienne Faougou. The loose head prop. Cameron Woki is always good, isn't he? Trying to charge down. Really puts the opposing scrum halves under pressure, whether it be for his club or country. Ooh, just about taken. Racing have the ball. Lebai. Oh, Palou's dropped it. Knock on. Tariq kicks it, and the referee will bring them back because there's no advantage there. Withering look from the giant second row forward, Boris Palou. There he is. He was around at Racing the last time they won the Brennus, but he only played a single match. It's a nasty looking wound. I don't know what happened there, whether he was stood on. Benjamin de Paletta. Anthony Bello. They're in the inside centre position alongside de Paletta. They got 2 fly halves on the pitch. Racing starting off the second half without a single one because Tedder is in the sin bin. De Paletta feeds it out. Delgi. This is nice. Delgi with the kick forward after Newsom gave him the ball, but it's gone a little bit too far. Racing just about get rid of it. Has gone out. Delgi catches, but good chasing by Donovan Tougher-Fanua. Stops the quick line out. Nice along the line. Newsom to Delgi, but it was good covering by Habosi. Didn't look like much like a tackle, though. That's no hand, surely, from Habosi. I think the crowd have just seen it. Off we go, though. Moa, Fritz Lee. Bézi on the run, picks it up, but can't take it with him. de Paletta recovering. Feeds it out into the path of Bello, the replacement centre, who is actually a fly half normally. Lebai wants Niakane and Palou and Lekayat to go to the other side. Palou takes it. He'll be keen not to drop it this time. Lebai at the back. Tarrant joins the queue. Referee's been very patient with the scrum halves. Haven't heard them say anything about hurrying up tonight. Newsom, good take. Oh, he nearly breaks away there, the Australian. One try this season, he started all 8 of his appearances. As I was saying earlier, he started all of his appearances for his clubs, Waratahs and Clermont, for the last 4+ years. Is not a man who ever sits on the bench. Kick by Bello. Oof. That was very close. Is that very close to being a 50-22? Oh, that's how close it was. Look at that. It's right on the 22. Tarrant. into Cameron Woki, taken forward by the number 8, Wenceslas Lore. This time they're going to go back to the fly half.
Stop ici, stop.
Well, who's acting as a fly half, at least, because their actual fly half is in the sin bin. Racing, though, steadily marking time. Almost down to 4 minutes now before Tedder can come back on again. Thomas Lavanini warming up. One of the last of the World Cup stars to return to action for his club. Ooh, the pressure on Kylian Tixil. He was unable to collect that. And that ball's gone against the head. Clayat playing scrum half and penalty.
Vous êtes en jeu au départ. 5.
Rob Simmons. Max Spring is acting as the fly half in the absence of Tedder. New experience for him. There's Nolan Le Garrick on the bench tonight. 21-year-old scrum half. Clovis Labai is the man who is wearing the number 9 tonight, as Cameron Woki collected, and they try and set up the driving maul. It's collapsed already, though. I think the referee's decided that it's Racing that brought that one down. Harbosi's at the back, so too Chavancy. Couple of backs taking on and acting like forwards and trying to drive through forwards as well. Decent attempt by both of them. Now the actual forwards are back involved. Leclerc drives first. Woki looking, takes Diallo with him. Over the top, but not over the whitewash. They're saying that Rob Simmons is off his feet and stopping play. And the ball is held up. Look, there's the line, he says. I think the referee's made his decision, though, in favour of Clermont. Looks like it's Kremer who got his body underneath the ball. So he says, we do have the TMO. I didn't see the ball on the ground. And but if it was, then the TMO will see it. Well, he might. Nevertheless, we're off and running. Oof. That's an interesting one. Presented a chance on the other side for Alex Newsom to kick into some space. Labai is there, though. Back it comes the other way. Straight down the throat of Benjamin Erdipaletta. He juggles it a bit and then kicks it forward. A little bit of tennis breaking out here at the Stade Marcel Michelin.
Stop.
Back he comes again. Springs hit late. Outside of the 22 this time. So Newsom has to play it. Oh, big hit. Oh, they'll have to stop that surely and see the players treated. That was nasty. Put the ball down, says the referee.
Capitaine, je vous avertis. Non, capitaine, là, il y a pénalité. Je peux pas la retourner, par contre, vous ne parlez pas comme ça, d'accord? Non, il y a mon arbitre assistant qui lève le drapeau, d'accord?
Wenceslas Lore and Alex Newsom. Actually, it's actually Maxime Baudon.
D'accord. Très bien. Capitaine.
And what's going to happen here? Because that's definitely head on head.
On est trop arbitré depuis le début du match. Vous me laissez parler. Par contre, c'est la dernière fois. Là, il y a pénalité pour vous. La prochaine fois, on verra.
Clearly, Henri Chavancy has been talking to the referee in a way that he does not appreciate. He said there are 3 of us officiating. There are actually probably 5, actually, if you include the TMO and his team. But it's not so much what Chavancey was saying, it was the way he was saying it that the referee took umbrage with. So Benjamin Erdepaleta has a chance here to extend the lead further. But it's only 3 points. Long build up here. He's got 20 seconds to get this penalty off and running, or off and flying at least. Oh, it was tight, but it's through, and it's 20 points to 6. It's a 14-point lead then for the hosts, with Tristan Tedder just coming back on from his sin bin, and Racing are back to a full complement of 15. Well, they will be quite happy with the way that they managed perhaps that period of play. They conceded 6 points, but it could have been worse. That's knocked on. Erdepaleta has it. It was Taufa Fanua who couldn't quite catch hold of it. Bezi. Racing, meanwhile, have changed their scrum half, with Nolan Le Garrec having come on. There's a knock-on that the referee's going to come back for. Sure, it's the one that Taufa Fanua did. He almost took it, but it was just a little bit beyond him. Erdepaleta desperately looking for a man to offload to, but he couldn't, so had to hang on. Here is Le Garrec. Big few months coming up for him, with Antoine Dupont having decided to skip the Six Nations and join the France Sevens instead, ahead of the Olympic Games that, of course, will be in France next summer. Also big for Sébastien Bezi as well, perhaps, as he's already an international for France in the past. There was a time when he was the golden boy at number 9 before the arrival of Dupont. Bello, big kick. Back it comes from Max Spring, and he runs straight into Rob Simmons, who's trying to rip the ball away from the fullback. That's well held on to by the smaller man. Miss pass, Chavancey. Delgy trying to push him out, but good strength from the Racing captain. Didn't roll away though. Delgy, and has been penalised as a result. Christopher less than impressed. It's always quite hard to know with what, though. Whether or not it's his team, the opposition, the referees. Big hit. He did well there, did Chavancey. He managed to get that forward momentum before the arrival of Delgy, because he had to take that catch quite high, standing upright. Yannick Tarrant then with the line out, and it's gone against the head. Folgu. Bezi looks back. The forwards are going to take it for the time being. Kremer. Palou pulling Boudon away from the tackle area to make sure they don't give away the penalty. Bezi kicks high but short. Knocked back by Delgy, but into the arms of Habosi. Le Garrec, first real chance for him to influence the game. Tedder, nice kick that. Finds touch. And Erdepaleta will not have time to be able to get that back into play before the arrival of the Racing runners. Better kick that as Gorom Gogeshvili comes on to replace Trevor Niakane at loose head prop. Trevor Niakane having successfully negotiated 53 minutes of his return to Racing after winning the World Cup with South Africa.
Rentrez, 4. Rentrez.
Fanao Fayinga looking for accuracy and finding it straight into the arms of the Australian Simmons. Fayinga has it once more. Two Australians linking up well there. Bezi wants it. Fayinga doesn't want to give it to him quite yet. Goes down. Wenceslas Laurie had the ball in his hand, but he was lying down. He had to let that go. He was looking at the referee almost as if he's like, what shall I do? Spring takes it. Harbosi. That's a good tackle, though, from the blindside flanker, Kylian Tixeron, to stop him going on one of those runs once more. However, here they come. Chevonsi piles past Thomas Rosier. Tedder sees some space. There was an offload waiting. Didn't quite manage it. Boris Palou, though, into the 22. Taken down by Moala. Le Garrick out wide. Le Garrick again. Ibrahima Diallo. Le Garrick loose, however, picked up. Still Racing ball. They've gone backwards, though. Fighting for every yard at the moment. Le Garrick feeds it into the path of Baudon. Forward comes Clermont Jacques. Almost up to the 5-metre line. The pressure building here from the league leaders. After last week, down to second because of Toulon earlier today. Pushing towards the line, though. This is about as good as it's been from Racing all the way through the game. Le Garrick wide. Clermont Jacques, and he's been intercepted. And Clermont can come back the other way. Oh, it bounced on the line. Racing, another chance goes away. We haven't had that many of them. Le Garrick here. Clermont Jacques tried to offload and straight into the arms of Sébastien Bezi. It looked as though his kick might have just bounced in play, but the assistant saw it touch the line, and that meant it was out on the full. He was outside the 22 when he kicked it. Shame for Clermont, but a big relief for Racing. As Clermont Jacques, that was the last thing he's done, and he has been replaced by Inéa Taboavou, the 21-year-old centre. The referee now having a go at Clermont for talking back to him as well. He said the images went through the screen, the TMO saw it, he made his decision, so now be quiet. I'm assuming they're arguing as to whether or not this was in the 22. Well, I think Clermont think that he was in the 22, quite clearly. So, the referee has now reversed his decision. He says the message is still valid about talking back, but he was in the 22. And he has had to eat a bit of humble pie there. Clermont. So in the end, Racing did suffer. And Clermont have turned what was a threatening try situation for them now into an attacking position at the other end. Yannick Tariq, unusually wayward tonight with his deliveries. That's better, though, to Woki. Into fellow international Le Garrick. Le Garrick, quick look for the kick. Decides to go with it. Off goes Woki, off goes Diallo. Caught by Rosier. And he sees space on the other side. And it's gone out on the full. No doubt about that one.
Excusez.
Thomas Avanini comes on then for his first game since the World Cup. Third place playoff against England, number 18 there. Both props will be replaced as well. So on comes Daniel Bibi Bizou, who was ill earlier in the week, and Rabah Slimani, the ex-France international, 34-year-old and a 22-year-old on either side of the Clermont scrum now. Off comes Lana, Oyavan and Falgu. Much to the relief of the referee, I would imagine. He won't be talking to him anymore. So there is Lavanini. So important to Argentina's run to another World Cup semi-final. In the end, though, that semi-final was one game too many. They were absolutely pulverised by the All Blacks in a game in the Stade de France in which they were never really in it. Out of the 22, into touch. Arbosi takes it, and it will be a line out just outside the 10-metre line. Not a particularly good kick, that one, by the Clermont scrum half. Martin Melion looks like he's warming up as well now. The 21-year-old fly half for Racing. Racing very much into it now. Last 10 minutes, it's been a turnaround in the momentum of the game.
Vous êtes 7, ils sont 6.
Oh. Numbers in the line out is the problem there. Clermont call for the scrum. Been a hard-hitting game all the way through from both sides. Clermont still with a 14-point lead. 2 converted tries ahead. But a deficit that Racing need to reduce. And even if they do convert 2 tries, it's still a draw. So more to be done here by the leaders.
Flexion. Lié. Ça s'est très bien passé avec les 2 précédents. Vous ouvrez l'épaule et vous le laissez se mettre. D'accord? Non, je vous demande de sortir l'épaule, de lui laisser la place pour s'y mettre.
Racing at the moment are in 2nd place. Same number of points as Toulon, who are above them on points scored in games. Cass also on 28. It's so close at the top. Stade Francais on 23 points, 5 points behind. They haven't played yet this weekend. They played Toulouse. Toulouse are in 5th place on 23. The teams in 5th, 6th and 7th, all on the same number of points as well. Doesn't look like it's going to get any tight already. It could get much tighter, but it's not going to get any looser for the rest of the game. It's so much quality in top 14 now, and there's a fight breaking out. No doubt that Marcus Kramer is involved. Slightly worried expression from the top there by Julien Leal, the forwards and defence coach. Penalty's going to go to Clermont. Going in off your feet is the decision against Leclerc by the looks of it. Two defeats so far this season for Racing, away from home. 2 victories, though, as well. It's very hard to win away in top 14, so anytime you get those wins away is absolute gold dust. Gogishvili taking exception first with Marcus Kramer, and Lavanini got involved immediately. On comes Benarous. Slightly red-eye there from a previous confrontation from another time. Off comes Leclerc, and hooker Yannick Territ. Little driving maul here being get going by Clermont. Fayinga passes it back to Bezzi. Bezzi once more, Fritz Lee, nice, de Paletta, Thomas Lavanini takes it on. Bezzi in support once more, de Paletta with the little kick, and Rosier tried to run onto it, but there was a little bit too much weight on it. And Bezzi, de Paletta and Bello all having a little bit of a conference whilst Racing get on with it and get rid of it. It's a great kick. From where he was, that's a great kick. De Paletta couldn't afford to take that, he was so close to the line. Last thing he needed was for that to be turned into a Racing line-out. It's lovely play from Clermont. Initially, at least. Clermont have lost 4 line-outs tonight. Surprising thing is that Racing lost a couple as well, with the excellent Tarrant in the lineup, but put under pressure tonight by an impressive Clermont side. 6 against the head, and a few free kicks as well when they've not been 2 meters apart. Rosier taken in the air by Palu, and he could be heading for the bin. And again, the 2 forwards, sets of forwards, come into close comeback. Fayinga and Gugishvili just posturing. Well, he tried to pull out of it, Palu, but the point is he still caught him in the air.
Ça change encore une fois de capitaine, donc vous n'avez pas eu le message. J'ai averti votre capitaine en première mi-temps de l'attitude des 2 numéros 2. Il y en a un qui est sorti, il y en a un qui est toujours sur le terrain. Il vient faire justice, donc je retournerai la pénalité pour lui.
So he said that he had words with the captains who were different in the first half about the 2 number 2s and the way they were behaving. He said, now I'm having trouble with the other number 2. I'm reversing the penalty. And he's now advancing 10 metres. Volatile atmosphere at the moment inside the Stade Marcel Michelin. Crowd getting involved as well. Tristan Tedder kicks just outside the 5 metres. And an attacking opportunity here for the leaders, rather unexpectedly. Well, the penalty was originally going to be against Palu. Taken by Woki, though, off the line out. Driving maul established, but good defence from the men in yellow and blue. They roll it round, though, and head towards the 5-metre line. Benarous with ball in hand, the replacement hooker. Turnover ball, good defence. Unplayable. So the possession switches hands. Tough night this for Stuart Lancaster's men. Their last away game was against Stade Francais. Not many points that night, but they got the better of it, got the only try of the night. Tonight it's been a different story. They've been largely suffocated by an extremely motivated Clermont side who have just brought on Persili Yato, the Fijian international back row forward. One club man in France as Fayinga goes off and is replaced by Johan Bergeret. There he is in the middle with his moustache and all. Meliand has finally come on to replace Max Spring, so Meliand coming on, and so Racing now have 2 fly halves on the pitch as well. Yato immediately gets into the action at the back of the scrum. Paletta just about gets rid of it in time before the arrival of Legaric and finds a safe touch. There's 16 minutes to go. 14 points between them. It's getting to the point now where Racing need to score a point a minute to get back into this and maybe win it. But at the moment, they aren't coming up with the right ingredients to find the recipe for success. Something we've not been able to say too often about them this early part of this season. Eddie Banarous then with his first line out. They are not 2 meters apart, and it is Racing who are adjudged to have encroached. Free kick to Clermont, got rid of quickly by Paletta. Well, there's been some wasted opportunities here by Racing. There is the youngster, Martin Melion, 21 years old. Had a couple of appearances last season, lost both of them. Won his first match this time around. Looks like he might be on his way to losing the second one. Line out ball, that's good. Lavanini caught well. Good delivery by Berrigaray. Setting up the driving maul. Deciding not to bother with that. Berrigaray comes back off and is tackled by Kamika, the Fijian back row forward for Racing. Bezi. Moala, brilliant pick-up off his, almost off the ground. Paletta. Newsom. Oh, they turned that ball over. No, Bezi's got it. Lavanini, Paletta. That's a little turn, but it's just taken them backwards a little bit. Delgi. Brought down by Woki and Kamika. Paletta once more. Newsom goes for the kick this time. Difficult for Tedder, does well. Goes out, but Clermont will take this quickly. Again, not far enough into the stand to stop them carrying on with play. Forward comes Bello. Bibi Bezawu. Paletta. Moala. Yato. It's a good tackle on him. He had to come back. Delgi. All through. Bezi. Brought down by Woki. Yato is there to ruck. Berrigaray is going to play scrum half. Paletta. Sweeping move this from Clermont. Rosier tries to break through and is brought down by Tedder. Bello playing scrum half. Oh, Rabah Slimani upended by Gogishvili. Back the other way, Paletta. Bibi Bizawu again hits Diallo. And then he's backed up by Kariashvili. Picked up by Simmons. Relentlessness from Clermont. Nice. Moving out to the edge once more, but the defence is following them, folding out as they need to. Kremer. The Argentine is battered. Rabah Slimani ensures that Belarus can't jackal. Paletta again. Bello. Delgi. They're going sideways though, rather than forwards. It's picked up by Woki. And Woki throws the ball away because the referee's going to come all the way across. Disappointment. He thought he might be able to run to the line there. Incredible passage of play. For players on haunches all over the place, gasping for oxygen. It's a penalty though, and this could be the match. Well, they could have finished it off with a penalty, but they've decided they want the attacking bonus point, so they've gone for the corner. Well, the difference between a 4-point haul and a 5-point haul will take them up to 24 points and up into 5th place inside the top 6. So you can see why they're being ambitious. Berregaray into the hands of Simmons, who's been very safe when he's been the target man off lineouts in this game. Berregaray held up by Gogeshvili. In fact, it's Karishvili. However, Racing fend off that attack. Back it comes though. Newsom. Bello is there waiting for Bezzy. Bibi Bizawu pushing forward and he can't get past the immensely strong Kitone Kamikamika. Bezzy has it. The referee has decided to give a penalty to Racing for going into the ruck off his feet. So a first influence on the match then from young Martin Meliond, the 21-year-old substitute, in only his 4th top 14 game. Came in last season from Bourg-en-Bresse, from the wonderfully named club that they have down there in the Alpine foothills of Union Sportive Bressan Pays de l'Aisne. It's not too far away from Oyonnax, who were promoted last season up to the top flight. Racing on the attack, trying to come back, and oh, that's brilliant! Oh, that is a fantastic piece of play from Tabiavu, and the score for Kitone Kamikamika. That's a stunning offload. And the substitute back row forward scores in his first appearance for Racing this season. Well, that's silenced the crowd completely. The extras kicked by Tedder, but look at this. This is an amazing break to start with. And now look at this, over his head, into the arms of Kamikamika. Such awareness of what was around him. That is incredible. That's one of the best assists I think I've ever seen in a rugby match. Astonishing. So it's a 7-point game. One try between them. Maybe they should have gone for that penalty for the post instead of looking for the next try. Change at scrum half for Clermont, with Enzo Songa having come on for Sebastian Bezzy. He's trying to get there. That was good counter-rucking from Racing, but they've just about managed to hold on, have Clermont. Rosier. So then, and it's a penalty to Racing. Holding on after the tackle to the ball. Bibi Bizawu. Oh dear. Oh, he is sending him to the sin bin, and Clermont will finish the game with only 14 men. Lack of discipline from the substitute prop might well cost his side victory here. What a twist. The 22-year-old sent to the bin, and a shake of the head from his coach, Christophe Urios. And they've not found touch. God, the game just keeps on twisting backwards and forwards. Another kick from Meliond, infield this time. Newsom kicks as he's hit by Tabiavu. That's Tedder who has it, and he's taken out by Bautista Delgui. That was a great kick by the Australian fullback. And it means that his side have got a line out just inside the 22 of Racing. I think it would have been a 50-22 anyway. No, it wouldn't, because that was good play by Tedder, but then he was taken in, so it's effectively a 50-22. Berregeret then with the line out and into the arms of Thomas Lavanini. 14 men of Clermont trying to push the 15 of Racing back towards their own try line. Berregeret has it, but so too does Wenceslas Lorre. Where did he come from? Penalty. Must have loosened his bind to be able to get hold of the ball like that. Well, if they don't go for the post now, I really don't know what's going on. Now there's confusion about whether or not the referee is right that they're going for the post. He said, I thought I heard you say you were going for the post. Did I say that? I don't know. Did I? Says Erde Paletta. In the end, I think he actually will. Well, just when it looked as though a route back into the game for Racing had presented itself with the sin binning of Daniel Bibi Bizou, all of a sudden, Erde Paletta perhaps with a match point here. Off it goes, Strue. And it's 23 points to 13. It's a two-score game again. That could well be it. The home fans certainly think so. All or nothing now. They have to get up the other end. Under 5 minutes for Racing to score twice. Surely it's gone. The only thing now is a try perhaps to get a defensive bonus point, which would at least put them 1 point clear at the top of the table. 3 teams again on the same number of points. Toulon at the top, Racing in second, Cast in third. 1 point behind them in fourth is Pau, even though they lost earlier today. And then the real threat, if Toulouse win with a bonus point tomorrow, then they also would have 28 points. And the same could be said for Stade Francais as well, whom they play. Eight points between the top 8 at the moment. And Clermont, well, they're about to move into the business end as well. Racing though on the attack. Still something to play for. This is the great thing about the way the bonus point system operates in France. Le Garec, quick play this, Tedder, Taufa Fanua. Rosier tries to rip the ball away from him, unsuccessfully. Boris Palou. Le Garec feeds once more. Inching forward at the moment, Racing, with 2.5 minutes to go. Slow ball. Chouvency, the captain. He wasn't on his feet. Clermont penalised. This is a hit for nothing now. Taufa Fanua tries to go around the edge. Doesn't quite manage it. The ball is there. Le Garec sees it. Goes a little blind side. That's clever. And Taufa Fanua touches it down. And if that stands, then Racing have rescued themselves a defensive bonus point. Clever this from Le Garrec. Taufa Fanua went through and smashed through. Oh, that looks very painful for Enzo Songa, the replacement scrum half. Well, he's missed it, but it's still a 5-point gap between the sides. At the moment, Racing have a defensive bonus point due to a very brave piece of play from Donovan Taufa Fanua.
Raphaël, arrête du temps, s'il te plaît. J'attends que les jeunes reviennent si...
Third try of the season for the 24-year-old winger. Well, how important will that be at the end of the season, bearing in mind how tight it is at the top of the table? Erdipaleta kicks off again then. The victory still belongs to Clermont at the moment, but for how much longer? 1 minute to go and Racing have secured possession. Le Garrec, they've got to go from one end of the pitch to the other. Eddie Belarus makes the first step by getting outside the 22. Oof, big hit. Tedder hit by Moala. One of the toughest defenders in world rugby. Le Garrec, not sure how sensible that is. Well, it's gone out, so we'll see the line out, but it's a line out to Clermont. That could effectively have ended the game. There's another Clermont player down. That was good play by Tedder. He was under all sorts of pressure. Well, time is off, so that's is a good thing. Bezzy then has come back on again for Songa, who has had to come off. Well, the strain on Dimitri Sajewski's face. Stuart Lancaster doing his best to remain a little more circumspect with his reactions. Frederick Michalak there as well. And of course, just behind them, Joko Rokathoko, the all-black legend, now part of the coaching setup for Lancaster's men at Racing. Le Garrec. There goes the hooter. Now it's all or nothing. Erdipaleta trying to jackal, doesn't manage it. Palu. Long way to go still, though, for Racing from here. Well, that surely... Is that out? It's a knock-on by Racing. Oh, they've got the ball back, have they? No. Penalty to Clermont, and that will be it. Clermont will hang on. Out it goes from Bello. And Clermont have taken a victory that will take them up to the top 6. It could have been even better. Racing come back to rescue a defensive bonus point that will put them 1 point back at the top of the table above Toulon. But in the end here, at the end of a gritty, hard game, it's finished Clermont 23, Racing 18. Well, that was tough. But Racing there at least, they might not have won, but the value of getting a defensive bonus point away from home can't be underestimated, bearing in mind they were 14-0 down, and they were 14 points down twice in that game.